first of all, you need to take your otoscope and a suitable sized ear tip. This is a pretty big dog, so we have a large otoscope tip. We're going to join them together, like so. And then you need to turn on the otoscope, which you do by pressing the green button here and then rotating. So now my otoscope is ready to use. So when I insert the otoscope, I'm going to go vertically down until I reach the junction, and then I need to turn it around and then point it towards the eardrum. And I'm going to demonstrate that now on my live patient. Okay, so here we have an ear, which is actually, I don't know if my camera can see, this ear is red. So you can see there's some redness here where I'm shining the light, and there's actually some redness and debris in the ear canal itself. So this is a sore ear. So I'm going to go vertically down, and I'm going to look through as I go in, and then I'm going to rotate, pulling the ear flap. See how I'm holding in my left hand the ear flap? And I'm going to rotate so I can see all the way to the eardrum. And the eardrum is kind of a translucent, whitish membrane. Good. So I can see all the way to the eardrum. There's not too much debris in the ear, even though it's sore. So now I'm going to demonstrate how to get a sample for ear cytology. There are two different things that we might want to look at when we're looking at ear cytology. The first thing is we might be wanting to look for ear mites. And when we want to look for ear mites, we want big chunks of wax from the ear canal, and we want to mix it with mineral oil, and we're going to look at it under low power. So I'm going to get my swab, I'm going to get it into the ear, and I want to get some nice juicy chunks of wax, if I can. I want to get something. This dog doesn't have an awful lot of wax, but I want something hopefully a bit juicier than that. And then using the other end of another swab, I'm going to knock those chunks off onto my slide. I want a really good sample of wax. And then I'm going to get a drop of mineral oil. Now if this was particularly cats with ear mites, they tend to have lots of really dry wax. I'm actually going to break that wax up in the mineral oil with the reverse end of the stick here, so that they don't remain as big chunks for when I look at it under the microscope. Okay, so that is the sample that I'm going to look at for ear mites. When I want to do a cytology examination to look for yeast and bacteria and white blood cells, so looking more for an ear infection with bacteria or yeast, I don't need quite so much. I just need to get my swab kind of dirty, and then I'm just going to roll a thin layer in this case onto the slide. This is actually still quite thick, so I'm actually going to make it a nice thin layer. Like that. And this slide is going to be heat fixed and diff quicked, and we're going to examine this under high power. So if a veterinarian asks you to get a sample for ear cytology, you need to be very clear what kind of thing they're looking for, because if they're looking for ear mites, you need to prepare your sample in a different manner than if you're looking for bacteria and yeast and cells. And it may be that they want you to do both, in which case you might need to prepare your samples in both ways.